Hello and welcome back to another Kimberly Pensée YouTube video. Thank you for joining and hopping on my channel this morning. I'm like stoked. I've had to calm down just before this video just to not be so stoked. Cause sometimes it's so much. I feel so excited about new beginnings and new horizons. And I'm just having a lot of vlog ideas come, honestly, down the pipeline all at once. So yeah, good morning. Hope you're well. Hope the day, whatever time you're catching this, and whatever's happened in your day thus far when you're catching this, it's kind of all this video amplifies a really good day, and then this video increases happiness in a plethora of ways if it's not such a great day for you type of vibe, so either way we're gonna have a great time today, and I'm glad you're here. Stay tuned all the way till the end because we're really going over paramount topics today. I'm telling you, we're just slaying it all the way. And I had basically the title of this video. It's kind of, there's a couple of ideas that I have, and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to take all this energy and make sense of all the ideas. It really is it's coming on. So, but I totally remember the title of the video, because I totally prepared. And there's a couple of different ideas that I have, but oh my gosh, there's I totally have the video title in mind because I chose it. But basically, yeah, that's what it is right here. Okay, because I originally had it as "This is easy." This is easy. And then I was thinking a little bit longer, and I just went and sat and just thought for a little bit, and then another better title came to mind that really encapsulates, I feel what modern society is going through right now. Without further ado, the title of this video is "Your Enemies Guarantee a Lack of Stagnancy." In your life, your enemies, your opponents, they guarantee a lack of stagnancy. Okay, great. So I'm really excited to talk about this today, and I have two Bible verses, I believe, that back it up and kind of embellish the concepts. So trying to slow down more often. And breathe, because I go pretty quick. And this table is legit on the verge of just dying. I am so hard on things, it's hilarious. So yeah, how you get mad frustrated. Say you was growing up, you was on the playground, you was in the cafeteria, you was at home. Just think back, just have this moment with me real quick and think back in your life. Was there somebody consistently putting you down? Was there kind of always that person that would dim your light? Subtle backhanded compliments. Rain on your parade. Never wanted to give you the credit. And if they did, it'd be some kind of weird, wretched, backward versions of credit that they're giving you. It's more accusing you of your personhood, your livelihood, who you are. Can you think back and think of somebody who was when you were around them, it felt like walking on eggshells? Can you think back and kind of just remember the unhinged energy of that person and how their energy never matched up with their quote-unquote friendliness towards you. Right. So these actually are all the enemies in our lives, and like people closest to us are gonna be they have the most access to you. It's not like we can't. The Bible even says that a brother is born for adversity, and a man's enemies are in his own household, or like kind of paraphrasing what I've learned from others. I'm gonna try and sit on this table without breaking it. Crisscross applesauce. Story time. Story time. Oh shit. Please keep it together. Okay. Looks like it's going to suffice my body weight. Okay. Okay, so these BITCHs and these freaking a-holes that just like couldn't give you normalcy. Like when you look back and you're like, yeah, okay, so that was a person who actually, so that is actually one of your greatest blessings in life. That whoever, maybe it's a couple people, probably, right? There's always chapters of life, seasons, where there's different crowds, different types of peeps. There's different seasons and chapters of life where you have more control over your livelihood than others. And it actually takes the experiences of where we're going through adversity with the enemies in order to discover our self-worth, and build our self-esteem to a point where we're like, wait a minute, yeah, like I do deserve better than this, and then you move on, and you never go back to something that was like so degrading, or being around people that really don't have the maturity and the capability of respecting simply your presence, and those are people that you don't need to be around. Go get a scoop of ice cream instead. There's so many peeps in the world, and you has got to be aware of these mother effers that are like they're just not for you. And there are times in our lives, however, where we can't control how much we're around these people. So now my next question is, take another moment with me and look back on your life, and that person that consistently put you down and consistently criticized, and never matched up with what they were saying, but then their energy was like warped around you, and so it was confusing even. Now, can't you say that you recognize the signs of that in other people? When you're meeting new peeps, when you're putting your foot into you're dipping your toe into other waters, I don't know, like you're literally just like, okay, let me move away from this person because they elevated you. That was your enemy. And you might not have realized it, but that was the darkness that was alchemizing positive for you in the future, because then you're going through the suffering, which is the blessing in life, and you have the awareness. That is the big thing, that we have to have the self-awareness to be willing and eager enough, and have a meekness in our heart to always be wanting to be a humble, willing servant for the Lord, and like improve. And so, yeah, you could either stick around with these people and believe that you deserve to be treated as such, and that's in the way that the treatment is far less than ideal. Arguably neglectful, arguably negligent of basic human decency. Yeah, go hang out with better people. And that's what you've done. So now, the moment I want you to have with me now is, okay, isn't this the moment where you realize, oh, shoot, yeah, now I'm not near that person. No, I'm no longer in a relationship with that person. That person is blocked from my phone. that old employer, they no longer are able to contact me, or when you put your boundary down, now the moment I want you to share with me is like a little pat on your back for being like, heck yeah, I got myself into a better sitch. Like, heck yeah, I realized that the enemy was actually this moment where I can build back the self-worth that they crumbled, build back the self-esteem, making yourself strong again mentally, and then realizing you deserve 10,000 times better. And so now this is the moment of celebration, in fact. So these enemies, because they elevated you, now you're elevated. You answered the call and were like, yeah, I'm gonna find better. Whatever it was, you chose to elevate yourself in the midst of this persecution. Pretty awesome stuff. So that's why this video is, your enemies guarantee a lack of stagnancy in your life. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I guess, I used to kind of be more in the mindset of like, enemies are such a pest, and then it's like, you kind of almost feel like even a little resentful when you're like, okay, I guess I'll pray for these enemies because like they really need help and they're like, clearly needing guidance of the Lord. But then you kind of like fix your heart posture and you're like, okay, yeah, let me pray for my enemies and then like let's bring peace to myself. I forgive them. But then it's also like, bruh, let's look at it this way. Let's be radical and rejoice, because we're never meant to be afraid. You know how many times it says do not be afraid in the Bible? Yeah. So just have no fear. Know that the Lord is holding your right hand. He's standing with you. If you could like see, if we could all see like past the veil of like, I don't know, like actual humanness and what's, into the spiritual realm, like I think we'd all be like amazed that we'd see like our guardian angels standing right next to us constantly, or several angels ready to scoop somebody up in case they're about to get into an accident. Like we are protected. And especially if you pray for that, especially if you have Jesus Christ in your heart, like, girl or guy watching this, like, you is protected. Like, just, like, these enemies coming against you, God knows that they were going to come against you. He knows this is part of the plan. Your life on earth as a child of God has already been written in the heavens, and in the courts of heavens have fastidiously taken the facts and offer judgment to your enemies anyway. Vengeance is the Lord's. So encouraging word for those who are really fed up with maybe monitoring spirits, evil enemies. It can manifest in so many kinds of ways. Like yesterday morning, I was like kind of already in a bad mood, and I pushed through it, and I still posted, and it was all right. Like I could be better. And that's why it's like cool to like improve every day. But like yesterday morning, I was okay. Let me just wake up and like try and get let me just grit my teeth and like, this good mood is gonna come, but it's not here yet. Type of like just waking up, and like feeling like that. And then I went to go brush my teeth, and then on the way out, like I like thought I put the toothbrush like in the little, I have like a little travel shower caddy bag, and it like fell onto the floor like somehow, and then I was like, but why? And it took so much of me to like keep my cool. Like it was like one of the first things in the morning, and like like that is the devil like trying to like, he's so mad, he's like trying to like do little petty stuff, and like that's the thing. Enemies have to resort to pettiness. People of good character and like righteous hearts, like you know, are in good standing with the Lord, they have respect and they see real when they see real, because they is real. People who, you know, are operating in these spirits of jealousy and envy, they resort to pettiness and criticism, and they're not going to be able to give you the basic respect and decency that your ass deserves, bruh or gal. Oh yeah. So, I hope it's going well for you today. I know I kind of already said that, but I really hope it's like a killer day for you. You know, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So you know, things to keep in mind too when we're dealing with enemies is honestly, it's two ways to look at it. You can have the ego, and your ego will react. So you feel yourself being attacked in the moment. There's a spirit of offense going on because there's unhealed trauma. So now you're walking around triggered, easily triggered, and that's a nuisance for the entire society. Okay? If you're not able to regulate yourself, good luck. You know how many outlier external factors there are occurring against, say your body and your mind is a spaceship, and there's literally a war in the outer space of like thousands of bullets, thousands of explosions, bazookas even, like crashing and trying to hit your spaceship. So if you're not in control and you don't have the panels and the buttons to know what bring you to calm and serenity now, your spaceship is gonna blow up, bruh. Your spaceship is gonna blow up, gal. You know, like, you gotta have that eject button that's for you to calm the F down whenever something is going on. You know, we can't help that we have childhood trauma. Every individual has some type of baggage they're carrying around, some type of remorse, regret, you know, and that's what, you know, hopefully feeds them to improve. But there's still going to be a little bit of that. The iceberg is going to, you know, it's going to have its main core emotions based off of upbringing and risk factors, environmental factors growing up. We're products of our environment, you know what I'm saying? So there's literally every individual will have to do some work to do the healing on what was happening to them while they were a child that they could not control. That's why, as adults, we have the ability and the opportunity to embrace our higher self, which is to respond. So that's an awesome option. You can respond with your higher self, and then your higher self doesn't even see it as like an attack on you. You see it as an opportunity for elevation. Come on, this warfare is insane. Okay. Oh my god. Fuck. Okay. It's cool. I kind of knew that was gonna happen. But I wanted to kind of push it anyway. Okay. Okay, if I had like fancier technology, I would pause the video and then come back to it, but I don't. I have a laptop. I feel like it stuck the landing though, bro. I need new furniture. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's like an entire... It's like reverse IKEA, bruh. Oh my god. epic, bruh. This is legendary. Okay, I really thought... Okay, it's cool. That slowly came down over a matter of days. That's the kind of gal you're dealing with. I'm taking off nuts and bolts. Okay. Alright. There's that. I'll clean that up later. Still got a little bit of coffee in there. That's what's up. This is a bucket. I'm gonna sit on this bucket. I think this works now. So basically, you know, when we have these enemies, we have the option to elevate. And that's when our higher selves, we're not reacting out of, you know, being triggered. And I can't believe he said that just now. I can't believe she just said that. And moving at a dysregulated state of mind. Instead, we're floating above it all like butterflies. And that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I want to do one more thing before we close out the vid, and then maybe do some Bible verses. But do please take this moment with me and introduce yourself in your mind to the best version of you, i.e., your higher self. What do you see yourself right now as? When you're shaking your hand as your higher self, what do you see as you're looking at you? Your highest self, the best version of you could ever possibly imagine. What is he or she wearing? What does he or she look like? What is the countenance on his or her face? What is the general energy you get from meeting that person? Right? So you have the ability, your imagination is your absolute superpower, bruh. It is. It 100% is. And so if you can envision that, and then anytime there's like an enemy coming up against you, you'll see that higher version of yourself, however it was just now in your mind, and then it'll be a response and not a reaction. Because your higher self will be like, oh yeah, I deserve to have this opportunity of elevation and growth and improvement. Even though it feels like this is, you know, pushing me down, it's actually, I'm going to alchemize it, and I'm going to be creative enough and adaptable enough to reverse the lemons that they're throwing at me and turn it into lemonade, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So the two Bible verses is right. Well, this one's really, really good. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you know that in a race all the runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. Okay. Interesting. Because when you're growing up, and or you have people, even in your modern day, who, you know, there's going to be enemies. There's going to be enemies, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you literally even isolate yourself, literally even tighten down your circle. The devil will antagonize you, especially the closer you are getting with God, especially the more people you're leading to God. And that comes in the forms of manifestations of attack on your finances, attack on your mental, attack on your health, attack on territorial spirits, the spirit of offense. The devil can, the devil's crafty because he has to resort to that pettiness. And so he'll find a song that knows that it'll bring you back to that one really terrible breakup, or that night of horrendous fighting, or bad memories, negative energy. He'll find little people, like little things to, like, whenever I'm like trying to like quit. Well, I did quit cigarettes, so that's actually amazing. Yeah, I did. I did actually quit cigarettes. I know that that's the truth, but it's still kind of hard for me to believe because I'm kind of shocked that I just like cold turkey, but like it's so good for me. And but like when so like they'll put like I'll see little small bits of cigarettes everywhere when I'm like first trying to quit, like in the first 3 days or something. I saw that like everywhere. So the devil will be able to manipulate your environment in certain ways. This incense is getting intense. You know, to get your mind back on whatever it is you're trying to resist. And that's why one of the best verses in the Bible that I personally love is resist the devil and he will flee. That incense is intense. It's like, maybe I should put the fan on. Okay, we're gonna close out with one last Bible verse. It's the one I've like kind of love and go back to frequently, but it's Matthew 24:13. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. So when we're talking about how enemies in our life are actually guaranteeing a lack of stagnancy, they're always keeping you on your toes, so to speak. They're always every blow, every attack, every criticism. It's that opportunity to elevate, improve, and have a new landscape to adapt in. It's uncomfortable, and that's the other thing too. Enemies coming against you and people who are rising, you'll find yourself consistently more uncomfortable and uncomfortable. There's been plenty of times where I'm out for a walk and I see a lurking man with like a big camera that looks like it has like the little like white big like lens that goes out like this and like tripod and stuff, or like fancy like camera equipment, and it's just him and it's just me and I'm sitting on a bench and or doing like yoga in the park or something, and then it's just like on me, and I've like seen that consistently. There's gonna be people watching what you're up to. The more you rise, the more people you influence. It's just part of how it goes. It's a numbers game. Think of it as a big like bloop, in the river or in the water, and like say it's a rock or even like a ship or a fish. Whatever it is, it's making a lot of ripple effects. So then it's gonna be like influencing and affecting like the whole collective consciousness, because anytime anyone's like putting anything out there, you know, influencers, musicians, people like sharing knowledge, even, that's very powerful, and it's just gonna like affect the whole water. Like there's so many ripple effects happening that it's gonna affect even things in the water. So yeah, I guess kind of what I'm saying is like, if you're gonna put yourself out there, you know that you're making a big splash, so there's gonna be a lot of ripple effects that you can expect back, so to speak. And it may not all be positive, may not all be negative, but there's gonna be an impact because you're making a big ass splash, bruh. Yeah, that's how awesome and powerful you is. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Alright, well then I think that's the vid, and I appreciate you hanging out with me, breaking furniture with me. That sounds kind of, anyway, hanging out is cool with my YouTube fam. Love all of y'all a lot. Couldn't do this channel without you, and stay tuned for really awesome content coming up. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay chosen. Peace.